Yeah, I guess it was my fault. Denny Hamlin's sick, and I guess he needs 3 lanes to get around people instead of 1 lane. Driving with his head up his butt, that's all I know.
I not said one word to him. I asked him to come over and talk to me, and he chose to slap my helmet, and that I have a short fuse. Don't do that. I think a lot of it is his frustration over this whole top 35 thing, but I mean, we're racing for bigger and better things. So, hopefully, one day if they get it turned around, I can exchange the favor. But right now, we're the guys racing for the championship. So, heat a little bit.
The exact opposite of last week. Chasers dominated in New Hampshire and then felt the wrath of the Monster Mile here in Dover. The victims were many, but none more significant than Denny Hamlin, whose two-step with Kyle Petty led to the 11 team's demise.
I was battling for a position, and I think Kyle was several seconds off the pace and just, trying to do his best to get out of the way. And I think by doing that, the 2 cars made contact. I ran in the back of him, absolutely, but, he came off the corner 10 miles an hour slower than he had in laps before, and I gauged off of that. I wasn't counting on that happening. And it's just one of those things where I think that, he's trying to battle, those few cars for top 35. We're trying to battle for a championship, and with these cards, you got to gain every inch you can. And there was no sense of me pushing it there and getting myself in trouble.
I don't look at it that way. You know what I mean? It's like I said, it's a shame because he's got a ton of talent. He's a great race car driver. He just drives stupid sometimes, and that was a stupid move.
Don't smack me on the helmet. You smack me on the helmet, I'm gonna punch you in the face. Bottom line. So I'd like for him to call me sometime this week before next week. You don't come to my car, don't come to my pit. You meet me somewhere else, and we'll settle it. But I got the utmost respect for Kyle, but don't lay your hands on my head.
And I just think he needs to think a whole race and not just part of a race. You know what I mean? And if he can't think a whole race, then he needs to quit driving the bush races on Saturday so he can think a full 500 miles on Sunday. If he can't think but 500 miles, then he needs to monitor himself and try to pace himself. So maybe he used up all his good stuff yesterday.
I just don't race like that. So there's no reason for me to run into him on purpose, and I think he just blew up for the wrong reason.
The effects of all this, severe. Hamlin, Kevin Harvick, Kurt Busch, and Matt Kenseth, all guys who didn't fare too well in New Hampshire, now round out the bottom 4 of the point standings, and all are